Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the News Project Live on GNAT-TV's Facebook page. I'm Andrew McKeever, the news director at GNAT-TV's News Project. It's a pleasure to be with you today on Friday, March 21st. We'll go right to a couple of the stories that we've been following this week and looking ahead towards next week. At his press conference today, Governor Scott issued a bit of a challenge to Vermonters who haven't gotten their vaccine shots yet for the COVID-19 vaccine. When the state as a whole reaches the 80% mark of people who have gotten at least one shot, and we're almost at the 75% mark right now, all remaining restrictions will be lifted. Masks, social distancing, quarantines, everything that that has been in place to help protect us from the virus will be taken off. Uh, that translates into about just under 28,000 more Vermonters who would need to get at least one shot of one of the vaccines. So he also especially urged Vermonters between the ages of 18 and 29 to kind of try to make time for that. Apparently, that age cohort is the one that's kind of lagging the most. So he encouraged them to kind of step that up and help fill out those 28,000 or so folks that would need to get get the vaccine. Those restrictions were planned to be removed by the 4th of July anyway, assuming everything stays on track and progress continues around the vaccine. But those restrictions could be lifted much earlier if those 28,000 or so Vermonters take us across the 80% finish line. We're getting close to the end of the race, the governor said, to sum it up. As it is, Vermont leads the nation on a per capita basis anyway, on the percentage of people who have gotten at least one dose. So kudos to us, and I guess keep it going until we get to just about everybody. On a similar note, earlier this week, during their regular Tuesday night meeting, the Manchester Select Board has lifted the mask mandate that was put in place last year to help mitigate the effects and the spread of the virus. It was part of the emergency order that was passed last year by the board. It follows, obviously, in the wake of earlier restrictions that had been eased and lifted by the governor and the state government based on guidance from the Centers for Disease Control. The emergency order that allowed for those masks, the mask mandate to go in place, is still in place. And should it be the case that those restrictions should be needed again, they can be brought back in place. Hopefully, of course, that won't be necessary. Business owners will still be able to require customers, however, to wear masks if they're inside their shops, and businesses if they feel that that's what's necessary to either protect their workers or because that's simply what they feel like doing in order to kind of just have an extra layer of safety in place for both employees and customers. The Manchester Select Board also picked a new Select Board member. The Manchester Journal is reporting that the board appointed Lori Coons to fill the vacant seat on the board during its meeting on Tuesday. She'll fill the spot that was created when Todd Nebraska stepped down from the board earlier this year. He and his family were planning to move out of the town, so they've been operating with just 4 members for the past couple of months, but now are back up to a full membership. Elsewhere, the Arlington Select Board has voted to install a hybrid Zoom system so that meetings can still be watched by folks on Zoom as well as in person as they are returning to that. The board approved the purchase of equipment to create a Zoom room system for allowing both in-person and remote meetings. And let's see, a 65-inch LED screen, soundbar, camera, software license. So it'll be interesting to see how many other select boards and other town boards take this approach to make attending their meetings by Zoom remain possible. Probably a lot of people over the past year or so have gotten used to turning on their computers and kind of keeping in touch with their local town government boards, and probably would like to keep that going, even though in-person meetings are now back in place. Um, Also, coming up next week, there'll be a site visit for a proposed solar installation that'll be held on Tuesday, May 25th. The state's Public Utility Commission will be coming into town to review a proposed solar project that's been, you know, under consideration for a site off of Richville Road in Manchester. It's a 500 kilowatt proposal. It surfaced last year, and I'm sure got slowed down a bit by the whole pandemic as well. But anyway, the Public Utility Commission is coming to check out the actual locations that's been proposed for that. It's right along Richville Road, kind of across from Green Mountain Road, not too far south of the Berkshire Bank and the post office at the corner of East Manchester Road, that large field there that also then borders on the Battenkill. So they'll be there at 3 o'clock. It'll be a formal site visit that they will be holding to determine whether or not the project gets state approval from their standpoint, a certificate of public good, as it's called. That site visit will be taking place at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, again Tuesday, May 25th. And it is open to the public. So if this is something you're interested in, you certainly can attend. The project has generated a certain amount of controversy and some local opposition. Folks are concerned about the views of Mount Equinox being interfered with, and what kind of screening would be put in place for the project. So we'll learn more next Tuesday anyway. We will be there to cover that visit as well, so we'll have a report on that after that's over. Just to loop back a bit to some of the COVID updates, these are the latest numbers we've got, and they reflect the numbers that were in as of yesterday, Thursday, May 20th. There were 33 new cases announced. That's down from 51 on Wednesday. In Benton County, 2 of those cases were part of those 33 new cases, and we've seen here in the county 64 altogether over the past 2 weeks. Over in Windham County, we're looking at 2 new cases there as well, and 41 over the past 2 weeks. So numbers definitely trending down from what we had been seeing over the past month or so. Death total is still at 255, and as I said earlier, the vaccination numbers are pretty strong. 95,248 partially vaccinated, 311,821 Vermonters fully vaccinated. We have 10 Vermonters in the hospital. That's up from 9 the day before. That gets us very close to, 74%. Who have received at least 1 dose. And in an attempt to reach out to those Vermonters who, for whatever reason, may not yet have either gotten around to getting their jabs, all kinds of incentives are being rolled out, including 10,000 Creamy coupons. So if you're a fan of the soft ice cream Creamy, the Agency of Agriculture has announced that 24 Creamy vendors around the state are participating in the program, Creamy for a shot, as it's called, and providing a coupon for the ice cream cone when people get their dose. It's on a first come first served basis. 10,000 of them who attend EMS clinics will be held around the state through this weekend, up through May 23rd. So if you're a fan of a Creamy, this is your moment. Otherwise, up in Montpelier, the legislature is planning to adjourn probably today, possibly tomorrow, but they're at the end of the road for this session. They reached agreement on the budget bill that finances the fiscal year 22 state budget. It'll total about $7.3 billion. They probably will wrap that up today and send that along to the governor. and we are hoping to pull together a program in the near future with some of our local legislators to discuss how the session went and what their takeaways were from it. Other pieces that you will be able to find next week probably will include segments about the ARPA money, the American Rescue Plan money, the Fusion Soccer program, and also an update on the Founders Hall building under construction at Burton Academy. We'll also be covering the Weston Town Meeting, which will be held next Tuesday morning at, I believe, 9 o'clock. That will be held up at the Town Green in Weston. Should be kind of interesting to go up there and see what they're up to. And we'll also be wrapping up a special 10-part series we've been doing with the Vermont Council on Rural Development next week. That will be a lead-in to a 2-day summit meeting the Vermont Council on Rural Development will be hosting on May 26th through the 27th. It will be a virtual meeting, of course. It'll be taking place during the afternoons from 1 to 5 p.m. Those of you who've been following the series, we've been hosting a set of conversations with various folks around a set of 10 propositions the Council on Rural Development has developed, and we'll be discussing further during their summit. We have one more to go on that. We'll be recording that one on Monday, and then get that in time so that we'll be able to tune into the summit meeting there. Well, that'll do it for today. I hope you are looking forward to a pleasant weekend. The weather certainly has been cooperative towards that, and we'll see you again next week. I'm Andrew McKeever, the news director for GNAT-TV's News Project. It's been a pleasure to be with you, and like I say, see you again next Friday. Take care.